Totally agree. What we love on this show is basic, simple common sense, isn't it? That's why we all get on. Because more or less, even if we have a slight debate about something or we don't agree with a certain element, we're basically, well, common sense people. You and I would know to get up for somebody else on the bus if they couldn't stand as well as you, or you'd open a door for someone. It's not about right or wrong, it's just about basic manners and kindness to each other. I think, that's the point now where we're getting, particularly with this stupid woke artery that seemingly has engulfed us over the last few years. People are now hitting back, and rightly so. As ever, let me explain. Neil Sean here, nice to see you. Hope you're all right, whatever you're doing. Lovely to have your company as ever. Now, as a lot of people always ask me, Neil, have you met this person or have you met that person? And I always say, yeah, I met them, or this was this. Now, I've been lucky enough to meet this particular lady, Dame Judy Dench, on many different occasions. Lovely lady, very down to earth, very sweet, very kind. One of those people that, you just kind of enjoy their company. But it may surprise you about Dame Judy that in fact she's very, very shy as a person. I remember being backstage talking to the theatre manager, get this name, Arnold Crook, of all names. Yes, he was actually called Arnold Crook, and he was the theatre manager of the Theatre Royal Haymarket. We're having this meeting about doing some live events at the theatre, and he said, oh, just a minute. When I turned round at the doorway, it was Dame Judy, but she didn't want to interrupt, and she was just waiting. And then he said, look, do you mind? And anyway, she came in. We got on incredibly well. And the reason why I share that story is because then you'll understand the sort of person she is. Because thankfully, Dame Judy has now come out and spoken about the ridiculousness of all of these things that we now live in the world of trigger warnings. We've told you about them, haven't we, over the last couple of years now. And I believe, and I think you agree with me on this, a lot of them are doing this just for publicity. Oh, terrible, trigger warning, you can't, terrible stuff. Absolute rubbish. Now, Dame Judy has basically said, if you have to put a trigger warning on, then don't go to the theatre. If you're really offended or you of a sensitive nature, stay away. Bravo, Dame Judy. Do you not agree? M. Bond, whatever you want to call her. A brilliant lady. And finally, somebody basically saying, sling your oak. We're not changing the text. We're not changing the narrative. Sadly, of course, they tend not to get as much traction, these stories, because Dame Judy is of a certain age. And I don't mean that rudely. If a younger person came out and said that, well, they'd be frightened because of their career. When you have as many Oscars and awards and all that sort of stuff as Dame Judy, do you rightly care? I must share this funny story, though, that she told, and I thought it was very funny. Recently, apparently, she was on a phone call, and FaceTime, where you've got the camera facing you a bit like this now. Well, apparently, she didn't realise she'd switched it on and was talking to a very young co-star, and basically, this young co-star, Judy had come out the shower, answered the phone and accidentally flipped it on, and apparently got a bit of an eyeful, and she said she felt absolutely traumatized for him. She got no idea what she'd done. Isn't that wonderful, though? And what I find funny about that is it could happen to each and every one of us, couldn't it? Trigger warnings are gone, all thanks to Dame Judy. We applaud you. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.